Hey everyone, welcome to the Coursion SMP channel, and welcome to episode 1 of the Coursion SMP Director's Commentary. So, we're going to be talking in the next 6 episodes, including this one, so that's, like next 5, about the process that goes on behind the scenes here, in the Coursion SMP server, and all that. So we're just going to start off with this episode of where the idea of Coursion came from, and how it formed. Okay. So, Coursion SMP is a sequel to a previous SMP that people know on my channel, or was on my channel, by the name of Cake SMP. The playlist is still there if you guys want to go check it out. And after Cake SMP ended, a lot of people were like, kind of like, missed each other and stuff, and were like, hey, we should get, together and do something sometime. That was about in July or like late June that the idea of having another SMP was proposed. It wasn't till July 5th where I got into a call with Just where we decided that we were going to actually make another SMP along with Maddie. Hello, Maddie. You can say that now.
Hello.
So when we first started off, we had no idea what we wanted to do. We had the idea of making a story SMP using our characters from Cake and using some storylines and plots that we never got to use. So the SMP was called the With SMP, Work in Progress, until we decided a better name. The first step was inviting people. So obviously 2 of the people that we did invite are right here in the call. You guys can introduce yourselves.
Hello, I'm Advance. Nice
Hi
to meet
there.
y'all.
I'm just Assassin. You guys probably already know me.
Yes. So we were all like, okay, we grabbed members. We grabbed around like 25, or did we have exactly 30 in the beginning, right?
Yeah, we had 30.
Yeah, I think we have 30.
We had 30 people, and we started thinking of what the SMP should be. So we knew that we wanted to have a distinct build in the village because we knew we wanted to have the place taken in a village. We came up with the idea that there was villagers living in a village, and then the characters from Cake SMP would randomly wind up there, and then they would just have wacky kind of arguments, stuff like that. Originally, though, the villagers and the Cake S members were supposed to hate each other and fight, but we decided over time that they blend in well. A lot of the original ideas we had for Coursion have changed over time, including the name. The original name of Coursion SMP, I think, was Corruption SMP, and then it was Corrosion, and then I was like, "What if we just call it Coursion?" And then everyone's like, "Yeah, that name sounds fine." Yeah, so I just made up a random name. We agree with it. The logo though took longer to think of. I think we went through like a bunch of text-oriented logos, and then we had Eggs Desu draw one and no one could really find one we agreed on. But we had a member who was not with us anymore, named Scrump. He drew us one, and that is the logo we use to this day. So for the Coursion SMP announcement video you saw on my channel on July 29th, I'm pretty sure we got that. That's the one we use all the time now. So yeah, we took a while. We had to find members first, then we built the map, then we found the name of the logo, and then it was about the story. So do you guys remember what was some of our earliest ideas for stories? I think I know we always wanted Vance to be the mayor. I think we were
Yeah.
oh, we should have the mayor of the town. We built the mayor's house. And I was like, we need someone who could play a really nice character. And I was like, oh, I know somebody because Vance has just started playing video games with us again. I was like, oh, we can bring Vance on
Yeah.
board. When did you come up with the Assassin Guild stuff, Will? Was that before or after the SMP started?
That was before.
What was your thought process on that?
I'm not entirely sure. I think it was pretty much just it was a story plot that I was gonna bring up in Cake SMP. But
Cake, right? Yeah. I think I visited that on stream one day.
Yeah, the little just Assassin's Guild house there.
Yeah, I know. When I started, there was a couple things I had in mind. I knew that we the Cake SMP world corrupted, and then we wind up teleporting to Coursion's world. There's a few other things that I thought about back then that are still in line today, so I don't want to spoil them yet. But like some of the stuff that's already happened is like I knew that the villagers weren't gonna really get along with the newcomers, which kind of happened in the beginning with like I guess like some people were antsy, but like really now in like the end of season 1, you can't even tell that like the Cake Crusade or whatever we called them were like new. It kind of just seems like they were always there. Um, so yeah, it was kind of just like I didn't really have too much ideas. I know we had some ideas that we're still thinking about if we want to use them or not from Cake. They kind of like recycled a couple ideas. Like for one, some of the stuff we weren't going to use was like there in Cake there was supposed to be this sort of like traitor arc with Star was going to be betrayed, and then someone else is going to take over as the mayor of Myceland or Mycelium, whatever it's called, and like we thought about this doing this here. Like, what if someone like killed, like, tricked the mayor and then like took over? But like, we couldn't really think of anyone who'd want to do that. Like, it's common knowledge now that Wolf doesn't like the mayor for reasons that will be revealed soon, and like, I don't think he'd want to take over the mayor either. And I think there's only about one character who would like to be in a position of power, but I don't think we're going to say his name yet. But I think the mayor, Vance here, knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Obviously, I can't say anything, but
Yeah. But the beginning SMP, what was your guys' thoughts on it? Like back then, what were you guys thinking was going to go on with it?
uh, to me, I thought more of it as like a fresh start, because when we did, well, I don't even. Should we even bring up the Jackal SMP?
Yeah, Jackal SMP. Jackal SMP was the first
Yeah,
SMP in this series, I guess. It
it was the
wasn't
first
decided
one.
back then, but
I
yeah.
mean, yeah, it was basically the first one I was involved with. You know, like this was like really the first start of me like getting to know you guys and like
Oh yeah.
talking with you more.
Yeah.
In Jackal, we kind of just all just did whatever the fuck we wanted, and
Yeah, it
then
was
Cake
just more
was.
just
We tried to have a story towards the end, but it was still a mess. We actually wrote. It was we actually had like a whole season idea for Cake. The whole idea for Cake was going to be season 1 was going to end with us going to the end fighting the dragon. Season 2 was going to start off with the end corrupting the world, and then we'd kill the Wither. And then season 2 ends off like the corruption getting too much. And then season 3 was going to be someone was going to build a time machine. I think it was Zora and Nolan. We are going to build a time machine and bring us back to the past. And then we were going to kill past Chuck and then seal the nether portal. I mean, the end portal, so that we never corrupt the world in the future. But then by the time we teleported back to the future, everything had been fucked up and we'd have to go to a different world. Like, and then we were going to go visit Bloody Snow's SMP, and we were going to do like a collab season with them, and then we were going to start a new SMP. So technically, that still kind of happened, but it happened differently. Obviously, what happened is the world got too corrupted over a cake, and then they wanted teleporting to Coursion. So that's like kind of like our backstory, what happened with Cake, and the story of like why the Cake SP characters are in Coursion. Um, I think the idea was pretty cool. And fun fact, there are actually some characters in Coursion that existed before the Cake SP characters came over and took over their bodies. So, for example, like there was a Chuck and Zora in the Coursion SP world before the Cake SMP Chuck and Zora came and took over their bodies. So that's a fun fact to know. That's not gonna. It's kind of like not gonna spoil anything, but it's gonna give you some hints to some characters that might have existed in like a prequel or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
mind blown.
Maddie, what do you have to say about the beginning of the SMP? Maddie?
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I think she
She's
would. Or she's probably
she's
AFK.
typing.
Oh, she's AFK. Oh, she's typing. Oh. Oh, she has background noise right now. Oh, okay, you're alright. What about you, Will? What was your thoughts?
My thoughts. Okay. Well, I'm not really sure how to say this. I felt like I felt like it was going to be different than the last two SMPs.
Yeah, different in a good or a bad way.
Probably a good way. I can't. I don't really know
Yeah.
exactly how to explain it, but
You had a feeling that something was gonna be different though, the way we were
yeah.
doing things and talking about stuff. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, the whole month of July though, because the day we decided to start working on Coursion was July 5th. Coursion SMP episode 1 didn't air till August 2nd. There was a couple other things that happened in between, like everything we talked about, and between the first episode. We had an announcement video, which you guys can see on my channel, the Coursion SP announcement. That was the first announcement video we had. We had a second posted by our boy Whispering Wolf on his channel on the day of Coursion, I believe. It was just early in the morning. So, yeah, we had two announcements, which you guys can see right there, and then we had a little before this Coursion SMP party stream that we did. That one was a little chaotic. Everyone was really hyper, and everyone was just kind of like doing crazy shit. But
It was also really late at night.
it was no, it wasn't late at night. We started Coursion SMP at like 6.
No, this was the day before. That was the day before.
What was the day before? Let
Yeah,
me
it
see.
was.
No, it was streamed on August 2nd. That was the day we posted the first stream.
Oh, huh.
Yeah, you might be thinking of something else. I think what you'd be thinking of, Will, was the meeting video we did.
No.
No, okay. I know speaking of the meeting video, we did do a meeting video. We had this big meeting with like every member, and then whoever couldn't be there, we left a video for them to watch. That was fun. But we actually have the last part we're going to talk about this episode is the members we lost before the SMP started.
Oh, yeah.
Does anyone remember who they were? Before I say
Wasn't one of them like football?
Yeah.
football,
that?
yes.
Jay.
JT, yes. There's a few others.
And Storm.
There was Jay, football, Luna, Scrump,
Storm.
and then Noi, Thorn, and Noi's friend. I forget her name.
Mm-hmm.
Those were all people we lost before the SMP started. So we're just going to talk about how we lost them, and we're going to keep all the drama stuff out of it. Football, JT, and Luna were all let go at once. Long story short, they said some really nasty stuff. I'm not going to say. Don't throw any hate at them, but
Yeah.
they said some nasty stuff, and we were like, okay, we cannot have this here. And that was that. For Noi and his friend, I think it was more of just we were being ignorant towards them, and we weren't really helping them a lot with stuff. So they kind of just left because they felt like, I don't know, they were just we didn't really know them well, so we were kind of just like kind of really ignoring them, but like we were just like, we don't know what to do, you guys. You guys do your own thing, which is it's fine. Like I felt bad because I really didn't know what to do with them. I didn't know them well. They weren't part of Cake or Jackal, and a lot of the members that we have are a part of those, or at least I knew them from a friend. So they were just like, they left, and then we were like, oh well, I don't really know what we can do about that. For Scrump was invited by Luigi, and he was here for a couple days, but he started placing cameras everywhere. Like we had the heads plugging you guys seen before on streams. He started placing cameras literally everywhere, everyone's houses, which is why in Adam's house there is a well surrounded by cameras. So there's just some of our cameras we have left over. Everyone got really annoyed because he like at first it was just he was being annoying, but once we called him out, he was trying to say like, "Oh, I'm doing it for a game that's for fun, right?" But like he kept putting him in spots that were just really annoying. And when we asked him to stop, he was like, "Why should I stop?" And they were like, "Oh, because I'm one of the owners." And he was like, "Yeah, well, whatever." So we had to kick him because he would not listen to either of the other two owners besides me, being Maddie and Nether. And then for Thorn actually joined Cake SMP, but they joined so late they didn't make it into a stream. They were on for about a week, but it was the same week that we didn't stream for that last week. So Thorn is a friend of Zora's. They are on the SMP. They started building, and I think someone mined near their house,
Yes. He
and
put
that pissed him off. Yeah, they put like red wool down so we could see that it was there. I forgot we used to use red wool to mark all the buildings. Yeah,
Yep.
but like apparently the red wool disappeared, and someone mined into his house, and we had no clue. And then he just got upset by it, and then he left. And the last thing he said was, the SMP, he had bad feelings about the SMP, and he had a good feeling it wasn't going to work out just like Cake didn't. Which he's probably biting those words now, because we've been really successful, and I'm glad for that. But yeah, so Thorn decided that the SMP wasn't going to work out well, and he didn't want to be a part of it. So that's on him. He made his choice, and whether it's my personal opinion that he should have stayed or not, and it's different now. That what happened is what happened. So yeah, that's about the process that happened, and then we were supposed to have an animation set up for the trailer of Coursion,
I
but
remember that.
our animator wound up having to take a break. I think
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was, but yeah. So that never really worked out, but it was okay though, since we made the announcements. And then we did the before party stream, and then that was the first episode. So that is all I have to say for this first episode. So if you guys want to say anything about the beginning of Coursion.
Uh,
Mhm.
here's hoping to a good next season.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Alright, and we will see you guys on the next Director's Commentary.